I love when companies think outside the box and create some awesome new products, and that is what Sony has done with the brand new AX7 Bluetooth speaker. But this isn't any Bluetooth speaker. This is a speaker on steroids. Now, this begs the question, has Sony created the perfect portable sound system? That is what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So the official name of this device right here is the HT-AX7. It is a portable theater system, which is a way sexier name than just Bluetooth speaker. But essentially, that is what this is. It is a battery-powered Bluetooth speaker that you can take with you on the go. Now, Sony did send this product out, but they are not sponsoring today's video. Inside of the box, we have got the two satellite speakers on top. We remove those, and we have got the bass down below there. Taking that off, setting these speakers on top, it's pretty straightforward. Now, also inside the box, it does come with a power brick and a power cable. But other than that, that's all you're getting in the box. Pretty straightforward. The speaker itself has a great look to it. We've got fabric all around this thing, kind of a rubber finish on the top and the bottom, but definitely a sexy looking portable speaker. This is something that you could be proud of putting around the house, and it's not a giant eyesore. Now, underneath each one of these speakers, we've got a power button. We've got a charging ring, so you can just set these speakers on. You don't have to line them up perfectly. And we do have if it is the right rear or the left rear of the speaker. On top of the speaker, we have got a button for Bluetooth, play, pause, volume down, volume up, and then we also have their sound field technology. If we take a look on the bottom of the speaker, we have got ports on the back. One is a USB-C port, that is going to be for charging, and then we've got the USB-A port, and that's going to allow us to preload music onto that and play it through this speaker. Now, the one thing that I feel like the speaker is missing is that it doesn't have an auxiliary jack. Granted, it is a Bluetooth speaker, you can connect it via Bluetooth, but it would have been nice just to have the additional 3.5mm jack on this thing. Now, with this really being a Bluetooth speaker, there's not a whole lot to do with the setup if you don't want there to be. You can go ahead and just power it on, connect it to your phone, and you're off and ready, you're good to go. As far as the speakers on top, they automatically connect, so you don't have to do any additional connecting when you're setting these guys up right here. You're just gonna take them, place them where you want to, say on either side of you, and that's it, you're done. If you do want to get a little bit more functionality out of it, we do have the option of setting up the app. So Sony does have an app where you can get a little bit more features out of this speaker right here. Now, let's take a look at the app right here. I've already got my speaker set up, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap on it right there. It's gonna be connecting to this. So we have several different options here in the app. We have got night mode. Turning this feature on is actually going to turn off the bass on here. So if you're watching this, listening to it at night, and if you want to turn that bass off so it doesn't wake anybody up, you can set up night mode. We've also got the sound field mode. That is going to turn on and enable once we take these speakers off. So now we've got the option for the sound field mode, and that is going to allow us to have that 360 sound. Then we've also got voice mode. That is going to help bring up the voices. We've got a button here for muting. We can go ahead and turn that back on. We can adjust the volume here if we want to adjust the volume on there. We can individually set our rear speaker volume level, our bass level, and then we can go ahead and click on settings, and we've got a few more additional settings. Here we've got Bluetooth connectivity. You can either select prioritizing sound or stability. We'll leave it on sound for us. We've got our system settings. We have got auto standby, so after 20 minutes of not using, it's automatically going to kick into a standby mode. We've got Bluetooth standby. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. This is going to allow my phone to be able to turn the speaker on and off. And then we've got our main unit operation sound, and then we've got our dimmer brightness. So here are our options for the dimming brightness, and that is going to be for the buttons that are here on the top. Now, some additional features for the speaker right here is that the battery built inside of it is going to give you up to 30 hours of playback, and that is just insane that you're going to be able to get 30 hours out of this device right here with the two additional satellites. Some other features with this thing too is that this device right here has multi-point connections, meaning that you can connect up to 2 devices to this speaker right here. When you turn the speaker on, it will automatically connect to the last device that it was connected to. Now, my favorite thing about these speakers is the portability of it. I can essentially use these on any device that I want to. We can use it with the laptop here, on the computer behind me, from my phone, my tablet, my TV. I can even set it up with a projector. There are so many different options because now I don't need a cord to set this thing up. It is just that easy to use, connect it, set it, and go. So let's go ahead and test it out in a few scenarios. So I first wanted to test it out with a TV in our bedroom. I've seen a few demos of this being placed on a bed or a soft surface, which to me it seems like it wouldn't work as well. But I went ahead and I set it at the foot of my bed, and we put a satellite speaker on either side. Now, watched a bit of the movie. It sounded great, although with the audio coming from my feet instead of from the TV, I kind of wasn't a big fan of that. So I moved the speaker from the foot of the bed and I put it right in front of the TV. Personally, for me, that sounded a lot better. It sounded like the audio was coming from where it should be. Now, it did seem like the speakers on either side weren't working all that well. So I did pick them up to listen to them to see if audio was even coming out of them at all. And while audio was coming out, it wasn't all that loud. So one thing I noticed watching the movie in the bedroom is that the sound bar, the main bar itself, is so loud that it seems to overpower the side speakers. Like, I really couldn't hear that much with the side speakers. I tried them both on the bed a little bit closer to me and then on the nightstands next to me, thinking maybe a harder surface would be a little bit better. When I did turn them directionally, I did hear it a little bit more, but what I found is that if you go ahead and jump into the app, you have the ability to turn up the rear level. So I went ahead and I actually turned these up. I think 7 is where I liked it, where I could hear a little bit, but just keep that in mind. You do have the ability to control these rear speakers independently through the app, which you cannot do on the actual speaker itself. So I did find I needed to turn up my rear speakers because the bass itself was so powerful and sounded absolutely amazing, but it kind of drowned out the side speakers for me. Now, this speaker is going to find a permanent home underneath my monitor as my primary desk speaker. I like the sound that comes from it, the bass, and the fact that when I'm watching a movie or maybe playing a game, I can take off the satellite speakers, place them on either side of me to get that nice surround sound feel. Now, even though it's being used as my main PC speaker, it's portable. I can take it wherever I want to go. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it, take it downstairs, and when we have guests over or a party, I can put it downstairs central to the room and place these satellite speakers around the house to fill up the whole room. Now, another thing that we can use it for is setting up the projector out in the backyard and actually getting that home theater experience. Here I have the kids set up in the backyard, watching the projector, and each of them is gonna take one of these satellite speakers, place it next to them on either side, and we've got the main speaker underneath the projector. This is a great way to get that full theater effect while watching a movie in our backyard. So it's never easy reviewing speakers because it's hard to display to you what they actually sound like. Whether that's my microphone being good enough or the speakers that you're listening to this being good enough, whether it's a phone or headphones or anything like that. But I thought, just for the sake of it, let's give you an example of what these speakers sound like. Okay, so that is just a hint. That's a royalty-free music that I have, but this thing sounds absolutely amazing. It is fantastic. I love that we can pull these off and have surround sound around us if we want to do that. If you do turn off the sound field, each speaker will have its own volume. So that way, if you're having a party around the house and you want to put speakers around the house, you can do that without having that sound field, 3D mapping, all that kind of marketing stuff that Sony has going on with this. But if you just want 3 separate speakers, turn that off and you have those you can move around the house. Absolutely amazing. I gotta say, this thing is great. It is pretty expensive though. I mean, this thing right now is coming in at $499. Now, that may sound expensive, but essentially this is kind of a soundbar, not only for your TV, but for your phone, for your laptop, for your computer, for your projector that you might have around the house. This is essentially a sound system that you can take with you anywhere. It's got 30 hours of battery life. If I think about it in that sense, I mean, I have a soundbar on my TV downstairs right now. Just the soundbar alone is $1,000. This is half that price right now, and this thing is portable. I can take this with me wherever I want to go. It's going to be on the computer behind me as a permanent location, but when we want to use it outside, maybe we have some company over, that's what it's going to be used for. It's going to be used for the projector. It's going to be used for laptops. So there are so many uses that you can get with this thing. I feel like I could just keep saying the same things over and over again, but I think that the price justifies what you can do with this thing right here. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer those. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.